Hello, darling. I think today would be a good day to welcome you. Today would be a good day to welcome you. Welcome you to full frontal gardening. Don't be silly, darlings. Of course I'm not naked. I've got my sparkly knickers on. Anyway, it's a delight to see you. I'm sure Fern's going to kill me. More about that later. So, yes, today I'm going to be talking to you about gardening. There are many things I can talk to you about. I've had many requests. This one's for Sunny. She wanted me to talk about gardening. There are no mistakes in gardening, only learning. You try something, it works fantastic. It doesn't work, you dig it up and try again. It's supposed to be a bloody lockdown, dear, and there's traffic flying up and down the road like nobody's business, like bloody Piccadilly Circus. I was hoping for a happy ending.
Happy endings are just stories that haven't finished yet.
Anyway, I'm going to go in before I get arrested for flaunting my sparkly knickers to the people of North London. Do you like my fur coat? I shall slip into something a bit more uncomfortable and then we'll do a bit of gardening together. See you in a bit. Hello! So, now we're going to do some gardening. I want to introduce you to somebody. This is a Wollemi pine, or as I like to call her, Mandy, because she's gorgeous.
I like you.
And the lady who told me about these, her name's Mandy, so this plant is named after her in her honour. This is Mandy the Wollemi. Now, Wollemi pines were discovered in a valley in Australia, and they're like super old, as old as the dinosaurs. Everyone thought they were extinct, and there was a few dozen of them, no, not even that, maybe like 15. And what they've done is a team of conservationists have taken cuttings and sent them to nurseries all around the world who are growing little trees from cuttings. And you can buy one and help conservation and plant some trees. So my project, Full Frontal Gardens Oakley, for this is my neighbourhood, it was started originally by a lady called Fern Alder, and she's a wonderful lady, and she had the idea, and people are replicating it across the world, and thankfully for me, with her permission and support, I'm going to bring it to the local. And the idea is everyone beautifies their front gardens, plants trees, plants, shrubs, whatever, because as Fern said, a butterfly will hop from tree to tree, plant to plant, flower to flower. A butterfly is not interested in crossing a car park or a road. And with this vogue for turning your gardens into car parks, you know, it's not good for wildlife. So for everybody along the road, and this road is about 3.3 miles long, very busy road, very polluted, one of the worst, I think actually the worst polluted road in the neighbourhood. Buses, trains, lorries, there's a works depot here, they're building 1,000 flats up that way, a couple of thousand flats. In fact, one day soon in the not too distant future, I shall look out my upper story windows to a glorious view of concrete tower blocks. Thank you, Barnet. While we're on the subject of Barnet, for some inexplicable reason, despite me having hectoring and badgering Barnet for 6 or so years by letter, by phone, by protest, they still haven't planted any bloody trees on my road. So this is why I wanted to plant trees in the front garden, so that I could see green and mop up pollution and not walk out there to this concrete, streetscape. It's barren, it's concrete, it's so depressing. Imagine if a green wildlife corridor running the length of the road, ecologically sound, mopping up pollution for the birds and the insects. Oh, it'd be wonderful. So this is the plan, and I won't rest, darlings, until I've done it. Don't give up. So yes, I better get on with it. I can't chat all day, darlings. I've pre-prepared this. This is my raised bed, which I took out. I've packed it down with some old paving slabs and level it off with a bit of earth. I'm not particularly concerned about longevity here, because I want to have a radical do-over of this at some point. This is like just for the next 4 or 5 years. So this, in a membrane, stops the weeds and other shit. You know, it's a garden, things can get mucky out here. Somebody's put handy lines on here to follow when you're cutting. I'm going to do a bit of retaining wall here. It's just going to be a dry wall. Some old leftover bricks from when I knocked the wall out. So lay these just a brickwork pattern. Oh!
God, it sounded camp. But then he is.
I've got a little hammer just to bash out any lumpy bits so my bricks will sit straight. It's a little hammer. I've got a big one, but I'm not going to show it to you today. It's bloody freezing out here, darling. I always save the kind of little bit broken ones because sometimes you need one that's an odd size and you're bound to have one if you've got a pile of old bricks. Nearly everything in this garden is recycled or hand-me-downs. Because you know, I'm not rich, darlings. I like my fancy things as much as the next person, but sometimes I'll eat baked beans for a week just so I can buy a big plant or something. Now, a garden is, some people think there are rules to gardening. I don't buy that shit. To me, a garden is just a collection of plants that you really like. I like odd planting combinations. I like a bit of tropical, I like a bit of traditional, and I like a story. Over there in the corner, about so high, is an oak tree. Now, in my last house there was an oak tree, and I gave my dad some leaves for compost many years ago. And from that compost grew an oak tree from an acorn. And then that grew in his house for a number of years in his garden. And then that produced a little oak tree from an acorn. And that, 4th generation oak tree is growing in the corner. My dad planted it. So that little tree is my dad's tree, really. And also over here's a walnut tree that my dad grew from a walnut. So that tree's called George. And over there's a couple of memorial trees. There's one for Nicky Nuna, the Dowager Duchess of Dysfunctionata from Crouch End. Nicky's a plum because she was a big sugar plum fairy. There we go. And there's a little angel and a little penguin because she loved penguins. There's a little light, we light light for her occasionally. And this tree is sort of sparkly, found, donated tacky shit. And anyone who visits this garden and this tree can leave something for Nicky Nuna. And then over there is a tree decorated with crystals and cats and the like. Alice from the Palace's tree. It's a beautiful cherry and it's got lots of sparkly shit on it because Alice would have liked that. So that one's for Alice. So yeah, and I like to think that there's this little magical space of loveliness that will be there for them. Anyway, yes, so a garden can be anything. A place of remembrance, a place to play, a place of joy. I shall carry on with my work. So there you have it, a small retaining wall, raised flower bed. Now I'm going to pull this granite over to one side, tuck my plastic membrane under the other plastic membrane, then we'll start putting the stones on the top to finish it off. You want a good couple of inches of this. Who doesn't like a few inches? I hope Ben's going to cut out some of this smutty shit. And this. You can gaffer tape the edges if you want to like control it a bit more while you're working. Little rake moving out. Picking out the big ugly stones and I'll save them to use somewhere else. So you're starting to get the picture. Bit of rain, you won't see the joint. I'm going to be laying the new little patio now. Now, if any of you out there know what you're doing, don't look harshly upon me because I've never done this before. But I'm going to have a bash. Hello, little. Oh my god, that's one of those little green parrot things. I'm going to go get my tape measure because I'm nearly ready. Nice cup of tea. My water on Bandok mug. Darling, I'm dropping more names than Donny Slack on a Friday night at the Glory. So I'm going to replicate the two-circle thing I've got going on there. So circle, gap, little design in the middle, and then a smaller circle. And I'm going to have it coming this way on a slight diagonal to the other two. Because in my head, when I'm upstairs looking down on it, I see a think bubble and it opens up opportunities. Like I could take a picture from up there and write something on the grass and be like, the garden's having a thought. Because circles are powerful, you know, and there will be totems. There are already. There's a pelican and there's Lucius the dog there, the three wise monkeys, a couple of frogs, and of course various Daleks dotted around living in the flower beds. Circle, on with the show. Darling, London hasn't seen such a performance since Dame Sybil Thorndike took to the stage as St. Joan.
Das war ein Tipp, the conductor.
Do you know, sometimes you just find yourself thinking, I hope Big Sue's watching. I can't pick this up. This is a plastic planter filled 2/3 with concrete with a hole in it for the umbrella to go in. Might be easier if I take it out. No, not like that. You can lay this on sand mixed with a little bit of cement. I'm going to lay it on mostly sand because I want to be able to take it up and use it again because I like to recycle. So I've laid my sharp sand. Circle's 1.8 metres in diameter, I believe, and I know where I want the edge to be. Now I got these sharp sand from a building place because the bags were ripped, like a little hole in the bottom. I got these bags of sand for £1. £1, sweetie! So you don't have to spend a lot. So I've got my spirit level out. The garden slopes this way. And I'm going to lay it on a slope because I don't want to cause a puddle in the middle or anything. The patio always should have a very slight slope on it, taking the water away from the house, towards the drain or whatever. You don't want it pooling in the middle. Oh, I need to get my compass so we can do the direction. The north, the south, the east, the west. Now I bought this good old-fashioned compass because I was convinced the iPhone compass was lying to me because I thought that doesn't sound right. So that's north, okay. I've got in this box some more sand with a tiny bit of cement in it. Just dry mixing, no water. So I'm bringing it in. See, waiting for the needle to settle. Okay, well, the magnetic pole says it's there, so who am I to disagree? That's the one. Right, next. Right, that's following the fall of the garden, which is good. Organise this into big ones and little ones. That one's bigger. Ow! So I've laid them down. Someone will look at this and say, that's not done properly, but I don't care because I didn't have to pay someone hundreds of pounds to do it. I'm not going to water it. I've yet done a dry mix. In the past when I've watered it, I've always ballsed up the slabs and got like concrete messiness on it. I'm just going to water around the edges to firm up that edge I put in. That's it. See you when it's looking a bit tidier? Say what you like about mental illness. Hypermania gets the job done, darling. Oh, hello, darlings. Here I am, enjoying my garden, in isolation, just flicking through this new magazine. I'm looking for Harry Styles. He's got a very nice energy, hasn't he? Male with a dash of femme, with a big splash of Gucci, darling. And who doesn't love a bit of Gucci? These are my socks that I bought from my good friend Madonna. Can you see? Aren't they splendid? This isolation really suits me. I'm loving it. Oh, bless his little cotton socks. Have a look at that, sweeties. If I was 30 years younger, or even 20, probably, to be honest, 10 years ago, I'd have had a go at that. I do hope you've enjoyed this public information film. There's much to come in future episodes. You've given me lots of things we can talk about in the future. It's been a delight, darlings. I'm going to take off my jacket, pretend it's warm enough to sit here. Oh, look at Harry. Oh, look at this. Harry's dead. Not today, darling. I'm not dying today. I think I'll die another day. It's not my time to go. Oh. Love you, darling. See you next week.